Remote viewing is the ability to perceive information about a distant or unseen target using extrasensory perception. It's not magic. It's a natural skill that lies dormant in all of us, much like the hidden potential we all have to learn a new language or play an instrument. Unlike astral projection, where your consciousness leaves your body, remote viewing involves tuning your mind to receive impressions from afar, similar to how a radio picks up signals from a distant station. This phenomenon gained public attention in the 1970s when the U.S. government launched the Stargate project, employing remote viewers for intelligence gathering during the Cold War. Declassified documents reveal that ordinary people, not just gifted psychics, were trained to describe hidden targets with surprising accuracy, sometimes even locating secret military installations. So, if they could do it, so can you. The key is understanding that remote viewing is a trainable skill, not a supernatural gift. Think of it as a muscle. With consistent exercise, your innate psi abilities can be strengthened and refined. How does remote viewing work? While science hasn't fully explained it, studies suggest it involves accessing non-local consciousness, a concept where information exists outside the constraints of space and time. Physicists like Russell Targ proposed that time and space are not barriers to perception, drawing parallels to quantum entanglement, where particles instantaneously affect each other regardless of distance. Brainwave states play a crucial role, specifically theta and alpha frequencies, which are associated with deep relaxation and meditation. When your brain operates at these frequencies, your mind becomes more receptive to subtle information, much like a satellite dish aligning for a clear signal. This is why meditation is often a prerequisite for remote viewing. Think of it as tuning a radio. Your normal waking state is like static on many channels, but with practice, you can dial in to a specific frequency that picks up distant signals. The more you practice, the clearer the reception becomes. Neuroscience shows that regular meditation increases gray matter in areas related to attention and sensory processing, further supporting the idea that these skills can be cultivated. Before you attempt remote viewing, you must prepare your mind through meditation and visualization. Start with a simple breathing exercise. Sit comfortably, close your eyes, and take slow, deep breaths, feeling the air fill your lungs and then release slowly. Focus on your breath for 5 minutes, letting go of distracting thoughts like leaves floating down a stream. This calms your nervous system and shifts your brain waves into the optimal theta or alpha range, the same state experienced by seasoned meditators. Next, practice visualization. Imagine a familiar place like your kitchen in vivid detail, the color of the countertops, the smell of coffee brewing, the feel of a cold tile floor under your feet, the sound of the refrigerator humming. This trains your mind to create clear mental images, which is essential for remote viewing. Ancient yogis used similar techniques to develop clairvoyance, and modern neuroscience confirms that visualization strengthens neural pathways, much like a path through a forest becomes clearer with repeated use. Dedicate 10 to 15 minutes daily to this practice, and soon you'll notice your mental imagery becoming sharper and more stable. Now let's walk through a basic remote viewing session. First, choose a target, something simple like a photo in a sealed envelope or a location you've never visited. Sit in a quiet space, close your eyes, and enter a meditative state, letting your breath settle into a natural rhythm. State your intentions silently. I will perceive the target. Then, allow impressions to come without judgment, like a child watching clouds drift by. You might see colors, shapes, or textures. Sketch them on paper immediately, even if they seem random. Don't try to interpret, just record. For example, if you see a blue curve, draw it. This is the raw data stage, akin to collecting puzzle pieces without knowing the picture. Later, you can analyze what it means. The military's coordinate remote viewing, CRV method uses 6 stages, starting with ideograms, simple shapes that represent the target's essence, like a straight line for a skyscraper or a curve for a mountain. Practice daily with different targets to sharpen your skills, and soon you'll find that your initial impressions become more coherent and accurate. Beginners often face 3 main challenges: doubt, overanalysis, and mental fatigue. Doubt creeps in when your impressions seem random, but remember, even seasoned viewers get misses. The key is to trust your first instinct, much like a photographer trusts their eye when composing a shot. Overanalysis happens when you try to force meaning onto vague images. Instead, stay in a passive, receptive state, like a still lake reflecting the sky. Mental fatigue is real because remote viewing uses significant mental energy, similar to intense concentration required for solving complex puzzles. To counter this, limit sessions to 20 minutes and take breaks. Historical examples. In the Stargate project, viewers who pushed too hard produced unreliable data, so pacing is crucial. Also, keep a journal to track your progress. It helps validate your successes and identify patterns, like noticing that you often see water when the target is near a coast. Over time, your accuracy will improve, and the challenges will become stepping stones to mastery. Several tools can accelerate your learning. Binaural beats audio tracks help entrain your brainwaves to theta or alpha frequencies, making it easier to enter the right state, like using a tuning fork to tune an instrument. Hypnosis recordings can also retrain your subconscious mind to be more receptive, bypassing the critical conscious mind. Another powerful tool is a remote viewing target pool, a collection of sealed envelopes with photos or descriptions. Use a random number generator to select one without knowing its content, ensuring you have no prior cues. This mimics the protocols used in controlled experiments, like those at the Stanford Research Institute. Additionally, join online communities or forums where you can practice with others and get feedback, much like a musician benefits from a band. Many remote viewers use the session app to log their data, which helps track progress over time. Remember, these tools are aids, not crutches. Your own mind is the real instrument, and consistent practice is the key to unlocking its full potential. Once you've built confidence, you can apply remote viewing to everyday situations. For instance, try to perceive who is calling before you check your phone, or guess the content of a letter before opening it, treating it as a fun experiment rather than a test. Some advanced practitioners use it for decision-making, like sensing the outcome of a job interview or the energy of a place before visiting. But remember, remote viewing is not fortune-telling. It's a skill that requires continuous practice, like playing a musical instrument. The ancient Kabbalists spoke of accessing the universal mind, and modern remote viewers describe a similar sense of connectedness, where individual consciousness taps into a larger field of information. As you develop, you may find your intuition sharpens in all areas of life, from making small choices to navigating complex situations. Keep a journal of your successes and failures and celebrate small wins, like correctly identifying a target's color. Like any art, mastery comes with time and dedication, so be patient and enjoy the journey of discovery.